everybody, welcome back to Guitar Channel. My name is Todd Taylor, and I'm having a lot of fun here playing with this cool idea that I've been maybe doing a little bit too much of recently because I'm kind of hooked on it. But I have a feeling that you might really benefit from some of the stuff that I can tell you about this little move. It's very slick. It feels like it should be something that a Nashville player should be playing. Like a secret trick almost. There's lots of players out there like, what the heck is that sound? What's he doing? And I think this might be one of the ones that you may have been searching for quite a while. But to give you a quick example, take a D chord, for example. If you don't know a D chord, you should. And if you don't know a D minor chord, you should as well. Something as simple as this. I'm sliding my index finger from the first to the second fret. Everything else from a D chord is the same. Of course, you have to rearrange your fingers. I've seen some people that like to play a D chord like this. I've always thought it was kind of weird, but that's just their go-to. But it does that. It does open it up for this. Very slick. Here's another good example. Do you know the Born on the Bayou chord? From Creedence Clearwater Revival. It's called Born on the Bayou, and it's a really easy chord to play. It's called an E7. So you got your 7th fret on the A string, the 6th fret on the D string, 7th fret on the G string, and the 5th fret on the B string. Okay, basically it's a C chord shape, and you put your pinky on the G string. It's the best way to explain it. You look at it from a C chord. Eh? That's a C7. That's a D7, and that's an E7. So I'm just going to isolate only the 3 strings, the A, the D, and the G string, and I'm going to go. Okay, I'm bringing the flat third up to become a major third, okay? What that means is that I'm taking it from a G to a G sharp. And the key of E, 1, 2, 3, that's the major third interval in the major scale. Right? 1, 2, 3, and the flat third or minor third interval is a half step below it. So that's all I'm doing. That's what I was doing in the D chord as well. It's going to sound different because we were in the key of, here I'll do it a whole step higher and it'll sound like E. That's basically the same thing we're doing here. You can hammer it. I keep bringing the low E in there for, you know, just some reinforcement, bolstering what key we're in here. You can also slide it. There are so many cool places you can do this. You can do this in like a E7 chord. This is actually one of my favorite chords here. I'm just going to isolate the top portion. Okay, so that's the 2nd fret on the D string, 4th fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret. Okay, all that is the D7 shape. That's another D chord you need to know, okay? You bring it up a whole step, including the open string that was involved there, and you get what's called E7. And I am going to put my middle finger on both of those guys there on the 3rd fret. This is something that I'm capable of doing. A lot of people haven't really spent much time trying to make that happen. It's a partial bar, so it becomes, this is E minor 7. So, yeah, root, 5th, flat 7, minor 3rd. Now I'm going to, instead of sliding, I'm just going to hammer again. Oh. Right. Oh. Further to that, there's the same chord as right here. It's a slightly different. This comes from an open A7 shape. You just drag that up. Okay. Other things you can do in this chord, if you just take just those 3 right there, this is on the D, the G, and the B string, you can do this kind of thing. Now that goes from the 6th to the flat 7th. You can hammer it. That's funny. There's other ones you can do in that one as well. Put your middle finger behind the pinky there, and just take your pinky on and off. That's the same thing we're doing here, right? Except it was dominant. Yeah, so what I'm doing there is, that's a B note on the 9th fret on the D string. That's a D, and this is a G sharp, or an A flat, okay? I think it's a G sharp in this situation. And I've got the G right before it. Okay, so what we're talking about here, I have no idea what you call these things. I call them a single note slider chord. How about that? Make up your own name if you want. But man, there's so many scenarios that you can do this. It actually really, really does some very cool things in other instances. And I implore you to go searching for your own discoveries on this topic. Geez, I think that should open up a lot of words for a lot of people. Funk stuff, that's definitely helpful. I don't know if you caught on with the song I was playing at the beginning. I was doing a very similar thing, but it was more of the hammer-on version. You all probably know this one, E major. Now, I'm basically doing this C shape. This is a bar chord that not a lot of people really enjoy. It's a partial bar at the top the way I'm playing it. Sometimes you'll see it like that, with the 3rd on the bass. But in this situation, I'm leaving the open E string, okay? And I'm going to abandon that root note there. I don't really need it in this scenario because I'm going to be doing some hybrid picking. Okay, hybrid picking, if you know what that is, that's when you get the other fingers in there while you're using a pick. Now what I've done here is exactly the same thing. I've taken the 3rd, the 5th, and the root. Okay, that's the triad in first inversion, I guess. And I'm basically starting it as a minor chord first. So that's with the G there. And I'm throwing my pinky in front of it. Did the same thing for A up here, using the open A string. Now this comes from this shape here. I'm going to abandon that and just do this part. That's a great A minor chord if you don't know that one. I'm using the open A string there, right? So that's very handy. Open A, and you get a nice... There's some great voicings up there you can mess around with if you're getting bored of this one or this one. Oh. Right. That's probably the most desirable one there. Perfect example, sliders. I'm going too far now, but anyway, the point was this. Boy, oh boy, I go to the 5 chord. That's the 4 chord. Same idea that I was talking about earlier, going from a 6th chord to a 7th chord. Yeah, so that's a B. That's a B dominant, or B7. This is a B6. I saw that in one of my jazz books when I was in high school. I thought that just was asinine. Who really wants to do that chord? I still don't, although I know it's there. And it's nice to look at the big picture. That way you can kind of know what you're dealing with, right? Sorry, my screen just timed out there. Sounds great in country. I'm messing around now. Sliders, hammers, whatever you're doing there, what you're doing is adjusting a few notes or one note at a time in the chord that is going to have some pretty slick impact. So just something to think about, okay? Do me a favor. Sign up with GuitarChannel.com. like and subscribe. If you like the content that we like to throw at you, we have a giveaway coming up very soon here, and boy, you don't really want to miss this one. I think if you can get in the door, you're going to be just quite happy with the possibility of winning this prize. Okay, it's a very cool guitar. So anyway, thanks again. We will be back very soon. Take care of yourselves for now. Bye-bye.